ES Audio.
What's up? I'm John Weeks, and this is the Evening Standard's Tech and Science Daily. Coming up, have scientists found the root cause of grey hair? But first, a study looking at the impact of heading a football has found it immediately alters brain function and the way the brain communicates with the muscles around it.
The heading group showed increased brain activity, and they showed increased connectivity between the brains and muscles after heading compared to the control group who just headed balls in VR. So in essence, the brain had to work a lot harder after heading footballs to maintain that type of performance.
Greg Wood from the Manchester Metropolitan University Institute of Sport worked on the study, which tested participants who successfully headed 20 footballs with a cognitive task. They found that they didn't improve with practice, while a control group who performed headers in virtual reality did. Greg told us what they think these impacts could be caused by.
Either some kind of compensatory strategy where the brain's recruiting more resources and trying to find new ways of processing information, or it's just some kind of natural repair process of the brain.
Greg told us they're now carrying out further studies to see whether they can mitigate the effects of heading a football.
Can we train people to improve their technique using things like virtual reality heading practice? Can we mitigate these effects by improving neck strength? And we're looking at MRI studies, so we're going to look at the imaging of the brain and look at this connectivity in the brain in much more detail now.
It's a hot topic in the sport following the 2019 field study, which found footballers were 3.5 times more likely to die of neurodegenerative disease than age-matched members of the population. A simple test developed by researchers in New York could predict a decline in memory and thinking long before symptoms appear. A study by teams at the Albert Einstein College of Medicine, New York, involved 969 people with an average age of 69 and no thinking or memory problems. They took part in a simple memory test and were followed for up to 10 years. They were divided into 5 categories from 0 to 4. Stage 0 represented no memory problems, while stages 1 and 2 reflected increasing difficulty with retrieving memories, which can precede dementia by 5 to 8 years. In the 3rd and 4th stages, people couldn't remember all the items, even after cues. In total, 234 of those involved in the study went on to develop cognitive impairment, and the research suggests people at stages 1 and 2 were twice as likely to develop a cognitive condition, while those at stages 3 and 4 were 3 times as likely. Today is supposedly the day when legacy blue ticks will be removed from Twitter accounts. At the start of the month, Elon Musk said April the 20th was the final date for taking away the checkmarks. It means only users who are paying a Twitter Blue subscription will have blue ticks, but special check marks for verified news outlets and government departments will stay. If you want to keep your blue tick, you will have to pay £11 a month just for the privilege. Now, scientists believe they may have found the root cause of grey hair. A study by researchers at the NYU Grossman School of Medicine suggests stem cells, the ones that can develop into different types of cells, may get stuck as hair ages and lose their ability to mature and maintain hair colour. The lab teams were looking at cells in the skin of mice called melanocyte stem cells, which are also found in humans. Scientists suggested that if their findings hold true for humans, they could open up a potential way to reverse or prevent the greying of hair. NASA says a mysterious flash over Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, was not caused by its RESI observatory satellite. As we told you yesterday, the satellite's due to fall to Earth this week, but the US Space Agency said it was still in orbit when the flash was recorded. A bright glow was seen over Kyiv at around 10 p.m. local time. The Ukrainian Air Force suggested the flash might have been a meteorite, but seemed confident it hadn't been caused by a Russian air attack. Coming up, why mice have been sent to the International Space Station, and the French firm offering up dinner in space. Why not hit follow and give us a rating during the break? Welcome back. Researchers who sent 20 mice to the International Space Station say there may be a link between space travellers' gut microbiome and bone loss. Experts from the Forsyth Institute in the US found that mice who spent just a month or more on the ISS had altered and more diverse bacteria in their gut. The findings suggest bacterial species that bloomed in space may have contributed to the increased production of molecules known to influence changes in bones. The researchers said if we can figure out which microbes support the maintenance of bone density, it could help astronauts stay healthier in space. Donald Trump has released a second collection of non-fungible tokens, i.e. digital artwork, all featuring him in different wacky situations. The NFTs include one of the former president surfing along a wave of US dollars and another of him as a superhero. The collection of 47,000 NFTs sold out in under 24 hours, each one selling for $99 US, which is about £80. In a video, Trump described the NFTs as beautiful and the greatest trading cards in history. And finally, gastronauts with deep pockets can spend around £105,000 on the fine dining trip of a lifetime, dinner on the edge of space in a helium or hydrogen-lifted hot air balloon. France's Zafalto plans to send foodies 15.5 miles up to the stratosphere in a luxury pressurized capsule. 2 pilots will float 6 passengers up for a 3-hour Michelin star meal, although no chef's yet been revealed, as part of a 6-hour round trip. While test flights haven't quite reached optimum dining height yet, Zafalto plans to launch 60 trips per year once fully operational. You are up to date. Come back at 4 o'clock for the Leader podcast to hear from the composer writing music for the King's coronation. We're back tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. See you then.